All right, so we got the recording going, and now we can share. All right, perfect. All right, so today let's talk about some apps and tools and tips and tricks to make your life a little bit easier, more efficient. My name is Olga St Pierre. Thank you so much for joining you if you are new here. Just a little bit about what we do and our commitment to providing you with great information in the community. We are a real estate team. I am a licensed real estate agent with helping clients move across the United States and Canada, and we have been doing that for the last 15 years. Our team mission is to help and intend make everyone's dream of homeownership come true. And once you are a homeowner, we are right here alongside of you to help you be a responsible and a sustainable homeowner by providing you with local information, taking the information from social media, internet, and make it as simple to understand and as relevant to you. We are committed to help you protect your biggest investment that you most likely will own in your lifetime, which is your home, so that way you can then plan and have a successful and productive and rewarding retirement. We do offer a complete move solution to help you depending what your life journey brings to you and where you're heading to next. And as part of our commitment to you, we do have concierge service, which is absolutely free of charge to you. Think of us as your virtual yellow pages. If you're looking for recommendations for a contractor, for a financial professional, something else that you can think of, if you want to brainstorm and kind of run some ideas by you, we're here to help you. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us, because that is what we do every day, is helping you make your life a little bit easier and making your home as safe and as sound as it can be. So let's jump in and talk a little bit about some of the things that we use on a regular basis to help and make my life easier and some of our clients. And the goal here is really to have you take advantage of some of these apps that are probably 90% of the time are free of charge. And they're going to simplify your life, make things easier, help you save time. And that really ultimately is the goal. So let's start out with some things in the office. If you are still having file cabinet and lots of paper, my suggestion to you is take advantage of some of the technology that we have that is out there. I love the idea of having a virtual filing cabinet, because you know what that means? That means that you can grab your phone, depending on where you are out and about, and you can go ahead and access scanned copies of any document that you may need. I very much use this in our practice. And this means that when I'm out and about with clients, whether we're looking at houses or I'm sitting down with clients to help them make plan of their move, that means that if I need certain documents that I have stored in my virtual cabinet, I can easily access it on my laptop, on my tablet, or my phone. So what do we recommend? The recommendation for you is to have a Dropbox folder. And I also use Google Drive, which is my primary virtual filing cabinet. And if you want to, you can download a Genius app to help you and scan things using your phone. And then you can email it to yourself to save, or you can use it as a kind of stored maybe in the folder on your phone, and it will always be there for you. So that's tip number one. Number two, if you don't have blue light glasses, this recommendation is for you to go ahead and grab them. They're very inexpensive, and they're going to help you because, as you know, we spend more and more time behind the computer, even more so reading nowadays, where the books in print are starting to get smaller quantities. Making sure that you're protecting your eyes is very, very important. And the last tip I have here for you is free fax service without having to leave your home. I do use this in my business. Of course, the free version limits you to however many pages you have. However, you can really adapt and use this service. And what I really like about it is that once you send the fax, it's actually going to send you an email as a confirmation to say that the fax went through or if there was a problem. So this way you will always know that the fax was sent and the fax was delivered successfully. Recycling. I found this recently on the Staples website, and I thought this was a really great idea. If you have Staples or if you have Office Depot in your area, check out and see what are some of the recycling options that they have. It's not just being able to shred things. You're talking about recycling tech, which has become more and more challenging because you can't just put those things out in the trash. So as you can see from that list, there's a significant amount of technology and things that that you can take to Staples and just drop it off. Like if you have old computers, if you have laptops that are fried and no longer working, hard drives, flash drives, fax machines, all kinds of different things, they're able to recycle those things appropriately for you, and it doesn't cost you anything, as well as printer cartridges, batteries, which is a big deal. Different writing tools, as you can see, what they do that they probably donate them where you can melt those things and create new supplies, which I think is really a great idea. They also are now collecting phone cases, tablet cases, and of course you can shred things there as well, which is a really good idea. United States Postal Services is slowly but surely getting into the 21st century with some of their technology updates, and it offers quite a bit of really helpful services. You can schedule a package pickup right at your door. You can do that and schedule it online. You can sign up for informed delivery. I actually put myself on that, and now every day I get an email from United States Postal Service on what mail can I expect that day. Most of the things that are first class, they're going to scan, and then you get like a scan of all the letters. You know what? It's helpful that if you are, as an example, maybe waiting for an important letter, or you're scanning through things. So let's say you have a vacation home, and sometimes you get mail delivered there. If you're looking for something important, you can scan that informed delivery email to see if there's anything you need to reach out to, maybe a contractor or another company that does not have your correct mailing address. It's also very helpful to stop your mail for vacation. You can do that right online. You don't have to go into the post office, which also saves you the trip and the gas and the time as well. All right, some cool things as we're moving on to the kitchen. I actually started doing this. If you guys are doing this too, let me know how it's working for you. We started doing this not too long ago, where whenever we go into the supermarket, instead of just keeping the berries and some of the other fruit in the plastic containers that it comes in, I put them right in the glass jar. Now, I chose not to wash them because I think that it's going to increase the speed with which they're going to deteriorate. I chose to put them in the glass jar and then just use them as we need to. And I actually do think that they're lasting longer, because overall, if you think about it, whether it's metal or glass, those materials are always better than plastic. Wooden spoon trick, that if you're boiling pasta with some other products, if you put the spoon on top, it's not going to kind of like spill over. And I know that some of us have tried growing things from the leftover veggies, like green onions. I've tried that. I've tried scallions. I've tried regular onions as well. It's just a pretty cool project that I have done with my daughters when they were younger. Freezing things that are flat, I think, is a genius idea, because that way the things are not rolling around in your freezer. And, this is where watching TikTok can be very helpful, as much of it as it is also distracting. But there's some really good ideas there that can really, you look at it and say, well, how come I haven't really thought about it? Why am I freezing things in the big Ziploc bag, and then they're not going to be able to be stacked, where you can just make them nice and flat? So just some things, and little itsy bitsy things that I think can really make your life a little bit easier when you're in the kitchen for this particular slide. Overall, in the home, just some things that I have here for you are these. Use daylight saving time as a reminder twice a year to replace the batteries. I think we forget to do that, and then we're kind of scrambling, or we realize that we don't have batteries. However, the daylight savings change time comes at us every year, twice a year. So my recommendation to you is put a reminder in your Google Calendar to have certain things done when it's the daylight savings time. Like, for example, changing out the batteries in your smoke alarms, in your CO detectors, changing out your your furnace filter on a regular basis. That is extremely important because it helps your furnace be more efficient. And it also cleans the air that you breathe. So that's really is very important. If you're not sure the size of your filter, you just need to do the research really one time. And then what I recommend is you use a Sharpie and you write the size of your filter right on top of the furnace. This way you don't ever have to forget it. And also, instead of ordering or buying one filter at a time, go ahead and order a pack. A lot of the times they sell contractor packs of your filters. And also don't go too cheap where it's completely flimsy and it's not going to filter anything. And also don't go too thick because then it's not going to filter the air. So you really want to find something that is middle of the ground and just buy a stack of 10. This way you always have them and you can swap them out. Having a notepad on your refrigerator, or as I have it, is also in my office here, as well as in my bedroom. It's helping me for not to use my head as a memory board, but using the notepads to help you keep track of things that maybe you need to do, having a grocery list reminders, jotting down some thoughts and ideas. And I have also encouraged my family to do the same thing because I really do not want to remember everything because it's just exhausting. And you know what? It's going to keep you up at night. It's going to make you more anxious. And of course, you're not going to get some sleep. So hang a board or a notepad, which is what I have on my refrigerator. And it's also going to help you save money because once something that you're starting to run out low on, you put that on the list. And then that's the list that you shop with and you don't buy anything extra. There have been a ton of different smart plugs and smart light bulbs and things that you can hook up through the Wi-Fi for you to not have to use a switch. The same thing would be like having a smart thermostat if you don't have one. It's going to help you with controlling the lights and turning them on and off, controlling the electricity, cooling, and heating in your home also can be a really great money saver. Planning for unexpected. This is something that has been a really great saver for me, especially if you have smaller kids. Although, you know what? My kids are older and they still do it in some ways. And I have found that having a system set for birthdays, parties, things like that, and just having it all sit in one place, like having it as a tote, is a really good idea. So if you buy cards, what I started doing is buying pretty cards in bulk and not having any wording on it whatsoever. It's just blank. So it just has something on the cover, but that means that you can use the blank card for just about any occasion. If you have a graduation, you need to write somebody thank you. It's somebody's birthday. You don't have to run out and buy a card specifically for that event. Again, saving you time and money. You can pre-buy gift bags that are also generic and pretty with some plain design, white tissue paper, and then have neutral and various sizes for occasion. What I have found lately, especially depending on where you live, some of the states no longer allow plastic bags. So I started buying bags at stores like Marshall's and TJ Maxx. First of all, they're reusable. Second, they're 99 cents. Which means that you can use them for just about anything. And then afterwards, it's not going to be thrown away or recycled. You actually can reuse it for actual everyday activities. And I love those bags because they're big and they're colorful and they're pre-printed and they're not paper. They are made out of recycled plastic, I believe, and you can reuse them. So to me, that's like a win-win-win on all kinds of regards. You can do the stock up and have that system, but when you're planning for unexpected, just do it all in one trip and go to a place like a dollar store or a Dollar General where you can buy those things inexpensively and then just put everything in the box or bin in your closet. And that way you know where you can find it whenever there's a need for it. Cleaning. As we know, the dust and stuff accumulates in our house, whether we like it or not. If you have furry family members, you know that, springtime and summertime is the shedding season, which means there's more and more cleaning that needs to be done. So what I encourage you to do is to find a system for your cleaning and figure out some tools that can do more than one function, are easy to use and they're reliable. So today I'm sharing with you some of the things that I personally like to use that make sense to me. And I use, let's say, one item for multiple different things. So my favorite vacuum cleaner is Bissell zinc canister. And the reason being is that it's easy to clean and disassemble with a canister. It's super light and it is just a powerful and very mighty but small vacuum cleaner, and it's very light. Cedar spin mop is great for you to mop the floors, depending on what kind you have. Barkeeper's Friend is great for cleaning just about any surface. Wyman family products are great for stainless steel to clean it, and they don't leave any streaks. Dawn dishwashing liquid, just the regular blue one, is great not only for actually dishwashing, but it's also a great stain remover for laundry that I found. So I use that for that. Baking soda and hydrogen peroxide, which is your science experiment. You can use that for cleaning grout and also for clearing out your pipes if you have a clog. Brillo is great to help you with any oven cleaner to make it sparkle again. And of course, I want you to think about the value of time and money, that if you can afford to and choose to do so, getting your house cleaned twice a month by someone who is a professional will free up a lot of time for you to spend and do things that you may want, whether it's family time or friends, and it's not very expensive either. So less stress and more time, very likely. Here's some other ideas for you in terms of what you can do as DIY updates very quickly with just some paint. So we took this slide out of our easy weekend projects, the things that you can do in your home for the maximum impact. And I can tell you that with today's technology, there's so many things that you can do with paint. You can use paint to do accent walls in your home. You can paint railings. You can use specialty paint to do vanity, what do they call it? Spigots and lights and all different kinds of things. This is where Rust-Oleum brand comes in. It's universal. It's very easy to use. They have all different kinds of applications and finishes. And I had some people show me really great success on what they're using it for. So one of the easy projects that you can do is the front door swap in and out. You can paint it. You can do some swapping out of lights if you wanted to, or if you have good lights, but maybe they're starting to get a bit rusty, you can definitely use the spray paint to do a refresh. And if you are going to be doing some exterior projects, remember you need to use exterior paint to make sure that it's going to be durable and last you for a long time. Hacks for your kitchen and barbecue and when you're hosting a party. I love the idea of using cupcake trays for different hamburger makings. I like to do that, and you can usually use that as a tray to hold drinks if you're carrying them around. You can freeze a layer of water, and if you're serving like fruit, and then the frozen water is going to keep your fruit cold. You can label your water bottles. That way, when the clients take it, they can remember their number. And that way, nobody is going to be running around and wondering whose water it is. And using sheets as an idea for your outside tables to kind of help and keep things nice and neat. So that way, your kind of self-made table cover is not going to fly away. Let's talk about some apps to make you extra cash. If you're really into it, one of my daughters is very much into it, is you can check out these two. One is called Fetch Rewards, and the other one is called Ibarra. You can browse coupons, browse some stores and see what's offered. You scan receipts that you have, and then the app is going to see if you're earning extra points. And then so many points equal like $1. And at the end, you can get I believe, gift cards, depending after you reach a certain amount. Fetch Rewards, the same thing. You take pictures from stores, and then you earn points, and then you earn gift cards as well. Additional ways for you to earn a cashback. One of my favorite shopping online tools is called Rakuten. So what I did is I added them to my Chrome. So I added that as an extension. And what happens is every time I'm on a website, Rakuten is going to do like a little pop-up where it's at the top right-hand side, and it's going to tell me that if you go through Rakuten, it's going to give you an additional percentage rebate back. There's absolutely nothing you need to buy. All you're doing is going through Rakuten to buy the same things on that website. There's really nothing else that you need to do, but Rakuten then gets additional rebate funds from that website. And then at the end of the quarter, they send you a check. So I usually get a check. Both of my daughters use this extension as have their own accounts, and they get checks. And it's just a great, easy way for you to really watch your money and to get as much money back as possible. So this is one of our favorites. We also are fans of Discover Card because it does give you cash back. And of course, you know, my belief is that whenever you use a credit card, it needs to work for you. So if you like cash back, and the reason why I like specifically Discover, or I have some other cards that are like MasterCard and Visa that are cash back, is because you can use cash for anything you want. If you want to go on vacation, you're going to get a cash back. Other people prefer to use cards that give them points for miles. There are some other ones that are available as well, but just make sure that your card is going to give you something, right? And what I always try to do too is if I can, I put my bills to be paid on credit card as well, because hey, if I'm going to pay them anyway, I might as well earn some cash back as well on it. So I'm a big fan of that. But because this is just an opportunity. Also, the way I look at it is if you use the cash back option, it's automatic money that you earn every month. And it's a great way for you to start if you don't have one, or keep contributing to your rainy day fund. So this is how I look at it, is the cash back balance that I have on my credit card is going to be a rainy day fund for each of us, as well as for the family. And I also do like to put all of my bills on auto pay, so that way I never forget to make a payment. If we're on vacation, I don't have to worry about it. Again, it's a peace of mind. And it's also very important not to be late on your bills, because it is going to affect your credit score, which is part of your financial health. Let's talk about some shopping and some ways to save there. One of my favorite apps to use when shopping is called Flip, which is at the top right-hand corner on your screen. It's an app that has circulars for all different kinds of stores. You can create your list of favorites. You can actually then go into each circular, create a list. You can share it with others. Let's say that you want someone else to do the shopping, but you want to send them the list. It's a great way not to have, you know, if you don't have an actual paper circular nearby and you're trying to figure things out, or maybe you want to make a stop at the store, you can do that because you have it on your phone at your fingertips. The other helpful information that I have for that app is the fact that you can search different circulars for an item that you're specifically looking to see if it's on sale. So as an example, my youngest daughter loves Breyer's ice cream. So we always look for sales on Breyer's, so that we can give her or buy more than one container. So I feel like sometimes she eats it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you can actually search and put in ice cream or Breyer's, and it'll tell you which store has Breyer's on sale, which has been very helpful. Instacart is another service that is great if you want to get grocery delivered. Let's say if you don't feel good, or maybe you just don't want to go out, you can get groceries delivered from just about any store nowadays, and someone is going to bring it over and leave it by your front door. So if you want to check it out, there are some sign-up bonuses that are available right now, and I have a code for you that you can use as well. Take advantage of stores curbside pickup. That was very popular during COVID, and it's still popular today. A lot of stores do that. BJ's, Target still does it. And you know what? It's a great way for you to save money, because if you don't go into the store, you don't get attracted by something fun that is on sale and say, you know what, I like that. Let me pick that up too. So that's a great money saver. Keep receipts for your warranties. It's very important to also scan them, not just a copy, because they fade. And that kind of goes back to my suggestion for when you have your office, having a digital filing system. If you don't have your receipt and you have to activate your warranty of the product that you bought, unless you can show to them and prove to them when you bought that item, have that proof of purchase, your warranty is null and void. It's very, very important. One of my clients learned it the hard way on a brand new dishwasher, and then she had to pay money to get it repaired. So my suggestion to you is when you get those receipts, scan them in right away, or take a picture if you really want to be really quick and have that as a system, and then set up a separate folder in your phone. The one I have is called important. So anything that is important that I need to know and I have quick access to is going to be stored in that folder. Next up is, let's talk about your financial health. This is something that I remind my clients 3 times a year through our electronic newsletter. Your financial health is extremely important. Even though you may tell me, Olga, I'm not planning on buying the house or selling the house, your financial health is important for many, many reasons besides being a homeowner or becoming one. If you ever wanted to buy a new car, if you wanted to shop around for a new cell phone, or for your utilities, all of those companies are pulling your credit to see how valuable and responsible person you are. And this is where your financial health and your credit score and your credit check is going to come into play. So unless you actually pull your reports yourself, which you're allowed to do for free once a year from each of the credit agencies, so you get the report 3 times a year, you won't know how good your financial health is, and if there's something on there that may not be correct that you need to fix. So I recommend one of your homework after this workshop is to head over to annualcreditreport.com and just get one credit report from, let's say, from TransUnion. And then set a reminder for yourself to do this 2 more times throughout this year and see what other agencies are showing for you. Because if you need to fix things, it can take you quite a few months because they only update the information on the report once every 30 days. So it'll take you some time. We already talked about scheduling automatic payments for your bills. It's very important. It's just going to give you a peace of mind knowing that everything gets paid on time. And I'll tell you that if you don't make payments on time, that's one of the biggest dings that you can have on your credit score that's going to make a difference. The lower your credit score, the higher interest rate, the higher cost you're going to have, which means that it's not going to make your life easier. It's going to make your life more challenging and complicated. And that means it's going to create some anxiety and issues in your life. And I think we're all trying to avoid that. Crazy Coupon Lady app is great for deals and coupons. I have it on my phone. If I ever wanted to see when things are happening, like sales, what's for sale, what are some good deals in different stores, I can easily go and do that right on the app. And it's, again, a time saver for me. Points Guy is a great website as a reference for a research and insight on the best credit cards, hotels, rewards, travel, etc. Lots of things on there that if you wanted to go in and kind of consult and see what should I do because you're planning on maybe doing something, head on there and take a look and see if the information there will be valuable. Whenever I head over there and consult the information just to browse, I always find some interesting tidbits there as well that I implement. All right, let's talk about some savings and things that you should have in your car. As you can imagine, as a realtor, I spend quite a few hours in my days in my car. So my car is my second office and I have it set up as such, but I also want to make sure that because I rely on my car so much, there are things that I keep in there that make my life easier. So for the humans that I drive around in my car, I have things that are going to, again, make my life easier. I always have a case of water, especially in the summertime. I have wipes, I have Windex, trash bags, hand sanitizer, phone battery charger, extra one. In the wintertime, I do keep like a blanket, beanie, and gloves, Ziploc bags, and shopping bags if your state does not allow plastic. And I definitely keep toilet paper, paper towels, and some neutral snacks, which has come very handy, especially when you are really, really hungry. I don't know about you guys, but I also become hangry, and I'm not a very good person when I'm hangry. So that's why it's so important for me to keep water and snacks in the car. And for the car itself, make sure that it's running smoothly. I always have jumper cables, air pressure gauge, first aid kit, flashlight. WD-40 is helpful for many, many things. Basic toolkit, and of course, your manual, car registration, and your insurance card. So if you take the time to set these up, I promise you it's going to make your life so much more easier, where you're not reacting to things because you know that you have it, and when you do need it, it's going to be right there for you. Family, fun, and things. I wanted to share with you one of my favorite perks. If you are not a member of your local library system, I strongly suggest that you join. The library system is being paid by the property taxes that you contribute. And there's tons of freebies and amazing services that local libraries offer. One of them is Museum Pass program. You can go to different museums for absolutely free if you're using the pass that is provided by the library. But just remember that you need to request those tickets ahead of time because other people use them. And just kind of plan ahead. We use this perk all the time. Local township also have discount tickets to different activities and different things like amusement parks, aquariums, zoos, and movie theaters around you. So double check and see what your township offers as well. One of my other favorite perks from the library is access to consumer reports. As you know, you can go to the library and actually peruse those reports. And I find them very, very useful and helpful if I'm doing some research for clients on, for example, the latest appliances. Which appliances are going to be actually tested? They're going to last you the longest. Which ones have the great customer service? If you have to repair things, are they going to be friendly and get things done on time? Or which ones have the best warranty information? This is what Consumer Reports does. And if you go through the library, you don't have to pay for the subscription. You get access to that information for free. Let's talk about traveling. I'm a big traveler. I love it. And of course, I figured out, okay, what can I do to make my life easier? So when you're packing, just take advantage of having packing cubes. And what it does, it just keeps your things organized. You have your maybe undergarments in one bag. You have all your toiletries in another bag, all your clothes. It makes things so much easier, and you can actually pack more efficiently as well. Mobile battery charger is a must. That gives you a peace of mind knowing that you're never going to run out of your phone juice, especially if you're using it for GPS, because that's usually a drain on your battery. Usually when I travel, I typically travel with carry-on only and the book bag, which means that I never have to wait for my suitcase to arrive from the underbelly of the plane. And I also never have to worry about my luggage being lost as well. If you do travel quite a bit, I encourage you to get TSA pre-check. It's about $75. It's good for 5 years. It just makes things so much easier when you're traveling and going through security. It's a shorter line. You don't have to take off your shoes. You don't have to pull out your toiletries and computer. It just makes checking in a little bit less stressful because we just don't need it, because we all know that travel overall is stressful. If you have not used Airbnb for booking your accommodations, I invite you to try it. On Airbnb, you can book, they do have hotel rooms on there. However, having your own place in the apartment with a kitchen and laundry can be amazing when you're traveling. It just makes things so much easier that if you want to or prefer to do some cooking in your own kitchen, you have that ability, and you can also do your own laundry. You can, of course, use Uber and Lyft to get around in addition to taxis, depending where you are. And if you are local to our area here in New Jersey, I encourage you to try Mercer County Airport. There are Frontier Airlines that flies just about in quite a few different destinations. Majority of that, of course, is to Florida. But I love it because it's 20 minutes from my house. I can take an Uber there, and it's a small and friendly airport. When you are in hotel, there are some hacks that I have here for you as well. You can cover remote control. Nobody thinks about cleaning the remote control, and everybody probably touches it. So there's some suggestions here that I have for you as well to have a safe and enjoyable travel. Here's an interesting tip. We found this recently. Somebody else did like a really great review of how you can maximize the days off. And I thought this was pretty cool. So depending on which day of the month it is and which month of the year, if you wanted to really take advantage of the time off that you get from work and use those holidays, this is how you can accomplish, like this is like the ultimate planning. Right. So if you in January, for example, if you take the Thursday and Friday before Martin Luther King Day off, you're going to get that following Monday off. That means you actually get 5 days in a row when you're really only taking 2. So in April, if you take off the full week before Easter, if your company is closed on Good Friday and Easter Monday, it only requires for you to take 4 vacation days, but with both weekends, you actually get 10 days off, which is pretty cool. And of course, I have some examples here for you for July, and also the same things. You can really do some really cool ways in December as well. Best days to travel. I know there are some interesting recommendations. I haven't tested that theory, so let me know if you have. So if you were to try and travel, the best day to do it is a Thursday. The most expensive day is a Sunday, and that's where the cost of tickets are going to vary. And the best day to book was a Sunday, with the most expensive day is a Friday. So I'm not sure, I haven't tested it, but you can check it out and then let me know what you think. But I just wanted you to have this information because a lot of people may find it helpful. Book your flight incognito. This is something that is pretty neat. So if you're not familiar with the incognito window, what you can do is if you are in Google Chrome and you right click on your laptop pad or on your mouse, and it's going to ask you if you want to open up a new window, or you can also open up a new window in incognito. And what that does, it's kind of hides you from the internet. So that way they can't track what you're doing. Because what you may or may not realize is that everything you do and every website that you go to gets tracked. So that way the system learns your behavior, your patterns, what do you like, where are you going, what are you trying to do. So when you're trying to book tickets, they use that information and use those patterns to then propose prices, and sometimes they may be more expensive than what you could actually get if they didn't know those patterns. So my suggestion to you is look and do so your research, especially when you're booking flights. Try and do that with that black incognito window, because you will see that sometimes you can actually book tickets and get cheaper prices because they don't see your patterns, and the internet gods don't know that it's you and who you are. Also, don't forget to scan your most important documents and email them to your phone, or just keep them in your important folder on your phone, just in case if you lose those things, especially when you're traveling. So think like your passport, your driver's license, copies of your credit cards. It's very important that if let's say your items get stolen, you can still go to the embassy if you're overseas, and you have your passport number so you can get a new one issued to you. Well, that's what I wanted to share with you today. Of course, as part of our service, please let us know how we can help you. Of course, we're going to give you a copy of this workbook, so that way you can then decide which of these cool tips and ideas make sense to you. And on the real estate and community side, if you would like to get a complimentary report for the value of your home, we're more than happy to keep you posted. If you need any contractor or helper recommendations, that's of course part of our concierge service. And for our upcoming workshops, please visit us at Live with Olga. We have some things that are already planned through June, and we're working on July and August as we speak to have some fun things that we bring to you on a regular basis. Our channel at Olga St Pierre is all about living well in retirement. And all of our webinar recordings and other helpful videos are living on the channel called At Home with Olga. And if you are interested in staying in touch with me on social media, most of the time I'm hanging out at Facebook, and you can find me by my first and last name. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. If you have any questions, and also I would love to see if you guys have your own kind of tips and tricks that maybe you have found that make your life easier. Of course, I would love for you to share it with us as well. And of course, if there's any questions, please let us know. You're welcome to unmute yourself, or you are welcome to put it in the chat as well. So what we're also doing is putting our schedule in the chat. If you want to just click it from there, you're more than welcome. We just wanted to make it easier for you. Okay, so somebody mentioned that Best Buy is also going to take some small electronics for recycling. Absolutely, you're absolutely right. They do take it. I think they have some limit as to how many pieces you can give them at a time, but I do believe that they do take that. So, and of course, as you know, Best Buy also has Geek Squad, which is a great service if you need any help with your technology as well. Thank you so much, Emily. Appreciate the feedback. Also, just a quick reminder, if you signed up through Burlington, we do not have your contact information to send you a copy of the recording as well as the workbook. So if you would be so kind as to message me directly with that information, I'm more than happy to get you that information and all of the recordings. And Emily also says that Target also does drive up returns in addition to pickup. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. Let me see if we had any other questions at the registration as well. I'm a big fan of different like apps and tips and tricks that I shared with you, because I want to just have these at my disposal that save me time. That's what I'm all about, because I'm always busy. I'm always running around, and having those things at my fingertips, that way I can easily access them, that don't wear on my patience, is the best thing that I can have. So let me see if there were any questions. No questions. Okay. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, I hope that you enjoyed this quick session, and then take your time when you get the workbook to take a look and see what makes sense to you. And do let us know if there's anything else that maybe you have used that was a lifesaver for you, as we would love to add it to our list as well. Perfect. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you on another workshop and another month. It's lovely to see the familiar faces as well as the new faces. I hope that you enjoyed our list, and we look forward to seeing you again. Bye-bye, everybody.